You don't have to fail in your hobby for fish keeping or aquarium management. What's going on, people? Got a little time here. Finding out that my mics, my external mics that I would like to implement, I'm having a problem with. So I apologize if my voice kind of goes in and out because I'm just using the phone mic. But I wanted to just chat with you guys while we enjoy a little bit of scenery here. If you're just getting into this hobby, or if you just got into the hobby and your tank is smelly, it's a lot more work than you thought it was going to be. It's just not working out. You feel like you've taken on really an extra job that doesn't pay you. The maintenance, you weren't planning on all of this maintenance, cleaning the tank, all that. What I will admit can seem like craziness. Here's the thing. Here's my opinion about all of this. If you're thinking about getting started into this hobby, or you've already bought a tank or two, or you just bought one aquarium, I would tell you this, especially if you're struggling. First of all, don't go buy a bunch of aquariums. That's the cheapest part of this hobby, is the aquariums. You can get the aquariums, at reasonable prices anywhere if you know where to look. Pet Supplies Plus will once in a while hold a 50% off or a dollar gallon type sale. So that's the easy part. I would say, if you're just thinking about it, go looking at the fish. You probably already have done this. You should have an idea. If you don't, do this. Go look at some fish. Find out what you like, what you would love to see in your home, in your apartment. Something that just has you just admiring and staring at it. Do that first. Find out what you want to keep. Then, if you've already done that, don't be so hard on yourself. The tank's going to look great when you first set it up. They always do. That's the best part about a tank, especially a brand new one. So when it's all set up, looks great. Do your homework. Find out what you need to do to keep this one tank up and running and looking good to the point that it feels like you don't have to do much. And you might not have to. You might not have to. It just depends on what you're keeping, the size of your tank. Remember, if you've got a smaller tank, then your water volume is small, and so it's going to require more water changes, especially if you're overfeeding. That's the other thing. We tend to overfeed our fish. Some of us don't realize we're doing it. Others of us don't care. We just want to do it. We know we're going to do the water changes anyways, and we like the idea of every fish getting its fill. So think about that. Think about the size of your tank, all that good stuff. Try to anticipate the maintenance is coming with the purchase of a tank. Consider the items you're going to need to do any water changes. You really want to be, struggling with buckets, things like that. You may not have a choice. Either way, you're going to get to a point in the tank, in the life of the tank, where the maintenance is needed. I say it's all attitude. Take it with stride. It's got to be done, and it's for the health of the tank and any of the fish you have living in it, right? You're going to know You're going to know if you're a good steward or if you're in the right mental state of mind to be a good steward. If it's in your nature to do it. So start out slow. Go with the one tank and see what it does for you. See what the work does for you. If you're enjoying it, then I say you're in a good spot. If you've got a 20-gallon tank and all of a sudden it's starting to smell, you know you need to get in there and do it, and you start doing it and you're not liking it or you're grossed out by it, I say consider something else. Because a bigger tank, mind you, with more water will require less of that. But when it comes time to doing it, depending on the size, depending how deep it is, you could have wet sleeves. And if your sleeves are short sleeves, then you got a big tank. I'm thinking at that point though it's fun. And honestly, a big tank, 55, 75, 120, you're gonna love it. Because for the most part, your water changes will be minimal, 20% water change, and really it's about cleaning your filtration system. Start out slow. If you've got a smaller tank, which most people starting out do start out with smaller tanks, don't give up. Especially if you know you love it. Don't be discouraged if your tank is failing or you're losing fish. Sometimes you could lose fish at the beginning. It might not even be your fault. If you're getting your fish from Petco or PetSmart, it's very possible those sick were doomed before you even walked out with them. They might have had a parasite, some sort of disease, and that's not your fault. And, you know, if you're new, what are you supposed to buy 2 tanks and quarantine before you put the new fish in the new tank? With your quarantine tank? That doesn't make any sense. So don't be so hard on yourself if you're just getting into it and you lose a fish. Fish die. Alright? Just follow your instinct, do the research, and when you get through that first water change, that first tank cleaning, you know, again, don't, a lot of people, especially a lot of people just getting into this hobby, think they gotta clean the entire tank, man. They gotta scrub all back, side to side, and front glass on the inside, wipe everything down, do 80% water change. It's very easy to think that if you don't know anything, if you haven't done any research. You don't have to change an entire volume of water. You don't have to wipe all sides of the tank down. That stuff is actually good for the tank. Just wipe the front, the part you're looking at. Lots of beneficial bacteria on the glass, and that stuff helps consume all of the ammonias, not all of it, but some of the ammonia and the nitrites, turning nitrites into nitrates, all that good stuff. Makes for a healthy tank. So that's another thing I would say is go slow. Go slow at it. Enjoy the tank. Enjoy the tank. Once you've mastered that tank, once you feel like you know where you're at with that tank, and if you think you can go with another one, then you're ready to go with another one. I would suggest getting a bigger one. But you don't have to fail. And if you do, it's okay. It's okay. You know, if your heart is in this hobby and you just had a big old die off of fish, it can happen. You're gonna make mistakes. But if you've got the heart for it, if afterwards, yeah, you feel bad about it, but you don't want to quit, that's a good indicator that you're in this for a little longer, and maybe for some more tanks. You know? Now if you're just disheartened and you don't want to do it and you didn't like the work, well, then this may not be for you after you have a die-off. You're just going to be like, I just wasted my money. And yeah, you probably don't want to do this. But if somehow you're able to come out of that discouraged feeling from losing fish and your tank is just all screwed up, you know, Jump back on the horse. Challenge yourself. You know, you're going to redo the tank. You're going to start out with the same fish or a different fish. You know, find out what you did wrong. You're not just learning about fish keeping, you're learning about yourself. And that's the greatest thing about this hobby. Alright. Let's take a walk around here. I thought I'd just do a real quick short video. This was going to be a short, but clearly not. I just woke up this morning inspired. I've got some time, so why not be here? Again, I'm a little upset about my mics, because I know you can hear all this raging water. My tanks need a water change, and I'm looking forward to doing it, because when I do this water change, I'm also going to get rid of some of that evaporation and top off my tanks. In fact, I'll probably just top off the tanks this morning and then maybe do a water change later on in the week. Just depends. Each tank is different. I'll be looking at them and I'll be looking to see which tank needs what. But it's tank day to day. I'm inspired. I've got things to do today and I'm gonna get them done. And when all these tanks get topped off, all that noise you're hearing in the background, it's gonna be gone. It's not going to be so loud in here. It's actually going to be quite nice and serene. All this aquatic life. You guys have a good Tuesday. Like, subscribe. Who's going to get that Aqua Clear 30? It's going to be a while. We need 200 subscribers. These guys are getting big. Can you see them? Let's see. They like to hide down here. These are fake plants, by the way. Yeah, kind of hard to see them this morning. They're sleeping down there still. I just turned the lights on. So anyways, it's a 5.5 gallon tank. Got some fry angelfish in there. Keeping the pleco tank dark. I can tell you right now, this one here needs a water change. No filter on this. Anyway, like I was saying, guys, keep your heads up if you're down on your tanks. Get motivated. If you've got stuff to do for your tanks, commit yourself to a time and date to do what it is that you have to do to keep your little fishy friends nice and happy, so that when you get done with it, you can sit back, relax, enjoy the scene. Y'all have a good week. Stay safe out there. We'll see you in the next one. I'm Anthony, 210 Aquatics.